I thought my twin sister Anna and I were best friends until she smiled at me across our family dinner table and told me she was so excited to help plan my dream wedding. What I didn't know was that she was already plotting to steal everything I had worked for, right down to my custom dress design. By the time I realized what she had done, I had lost $8,000 and my wedding day. But Anna made one crucial mistake. She underestimated how far I was willing to go to make sure everyone knew exactly who she really was. And on her wedding day, in front of 200 guests, I made sure she'd never forget it. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and let me know where you're listening from in the comments. My name is Kate, and for 28 years, I believed that family was everything. I'm a graphic designer living in Portland, and I've always been the quiet twin. Anna, my identical twin sister, was the loud one, the charming one, the one who could light up any room she walked into. Growing up, I told myself that was just how things were supposed to be. Anna was the star, and I was perfectly happy being her supporting actress. Our parents never tried to hide their favoritism. Anna got the bigger bedroom because she needed more space for her personality. Anna got the newer car because she was more social and needed reliable transportation. When Anna failed her college entrance exams, my parents hired an expensive tutor. When I failed mine the same year, they told me maybe college wasn't for everyone. I accepted it all because that's what good sisters do, right? Even as adults, the pattern continued. Anna worked in marketing for a tech startup, always talking about her important meetings and networking events. I freelanced from my small apartment, creating logos and websites for local businesses. Anna lived in a trendy downtown loft. I lived in a converted garage behind a family friend's house. But I was content, or at least I thought I was, because I had David. David was everything Anna said she wanted in a man but could never find. He was kind, steady, and genuinely loved me for who I was, not who I pretended to be. We'd been together for 3 years when he proposed last October, and for the first time in my life, I felt like I had something that was completely mine. The night David proposed, I was practically floating on air. We went to my parents' house for our usual Sunday dinner, and I couldn't wait to share the news. I remember walking into that familiar dining room, with my mom's flowered tablecloth and the good china she only brought out for special occasions, and feeling like finally, this was my moment. "We have some exciting news," David announced, squeezing my hand under the table. I held up my left hand, and the modest but beautiful ring caught the light from Mom's chandelier. "Oh my goodness." Mom jumped up from her chair, genuine excitement in her voice for once. "Kate, honey, it's gorgeous." Dad actually smiled at me. "Congratulations, sweetheart. Welcome to the family officially, David." But it was Anna's reaction that surprised me most. She squealed and ran around the table to hug me, and for a moment, I felt like we were little girls again. "Kate, I'm so happy for you," she said, sounding like she meant it. "How did he propose? Have you thought about dates?" "Oh, we have so much planning to do." That last part should have been my first warning, but I was too caught up in the moment. For the first time in our lives, Anna was excited about something that was happening to me. I thought maybe this engagement was the thing that would finally make us real sisters. Over the next few months, Anna became my unofficial wedding planner. She helped me research venues, taste cakes, and even went dress shopping. We spent more time together than we had since we were teenagers, and I loved every minute of it. I chose June 15th for the wedding date and Rosewood Manor for the venue. The stone building was covered in climbing roses, with gardens that looked like something out of a fairy tale. It was expensive. The deposits alone were $8,000, which was most of my savings, but Anna encouraged me to book it. "Kate, this place is absolutely perfect for you," she said, walking through the gardens with her arms spread wide. "You have to book this place. This is your dream wedding, Kate. You can't put a price on dreams." Anna was there for everything. When I chose my flowers, white roses and eucalyptus, for a vintage botanical theme. When I picked my colors, sage green and cream. She was even there when I worked with a local designer to create my dream dress, inspired by our grandmother's vintage lace. "That's such a unique design," Anna had said, taking photos of my sketches. "I love how you incorporated grandma's lace pattern. It's so creative." 2 months into my wedding planning, Anna dropped her own bombshell. She'd been dating Marcus, a finance guy from old Portland money, and at another Sunday dinner, she arrived late with a massive diamond ring on her finger. "Surprise," Anna announced. "Marcus proposed yesterday." The room exploded with congratulations. Mom started crying with joy. Dad welcomed Marcus to the family. Everyone crowded around Anna, admiring her ring while mine sat ignored on my finger. "We're thinking sometime soon," Anna said when Mom asked about dates. "Maybe late spring or early summer? We don't want to wait too long." Anna looked at me with those bright eyes that had always gotten her everything she wanted. Actually, I was hoping Kate wouldn't mind if I borrowed some of her ideas. She has such good taste, and I'd love her help planning everything. Looking at her hopeful expression, and seeing how happy my parents looked at the idea of their daughters working together, I couldn't bring myself to say no. "I'd love to help," I heard myself saying. "This is going to be so fun. We'll plan the most amazing weddings together," Anna clapped. That phrase "weddings together" should have set off every alarm bell in my head. Over the next few weeks, Anna became increasingly interested in the details of my wedding. She wanted to know everything about my vendors, my timeline, my budget. She asked to see contracts, to know exactly what I'd booked and when. She even asked for copies of my vendor contact information in case she wanted to use some of the same people. "I just think you've chosen such amazing vendors," she'd say. "It would be silly for me to start from scratch when you've already done all the research." I should have seen what was happening, but I was too busy feeling grateful that Anna finally valued my opinions about something. She'd never asked for my advice before, never treated me like I had anything worthwhile to offer. Then came the phone call that changed everything. I was at my computer, working on a logo design, when my phone rang. The caller ID showed Rosewood Manor, and I smiled, thinking they were calling to confirm some detail about my June wedding. "Hi Kate, this is Jennifer from Rosewood Manor," the voice said, but she didn't sound happy. "I'm calling because we have a bit of a situation regarding your wedding date." My stomach dropped. "What kind of situation?" "Well, we have another booking for June 15th under the name Kate Williams, and I'm a bit confused because that's your maiden name too, isn't it?" The room started spinning. Williams was our maiden name, the name Anna and I both had. "I'm sorry, what other booking?" "The other Ms. Williams booked the entire venue for a larger party, 200 guests versus your 100. She also upgraded to our premium package with the higher deposit. I'm afraid there's been some kind of mistake, and we need to sort this out." I couldn't breathe. "When did this other booking happen?" "Let me see, it looks like it was made about 2 weeks ago." "I'm so sorry, Kate, but with the larger party and the higher deposit, we're going to have to honor that booking. We can offer you alternative dates or we can recommend other venues." I hung up without saying goodbye. My hands were shaking as I stared at my phone, trying to process what had just happened. Another Kate Williams had booked my venue for my date with a bigger party and a higher deposit. There was only one other Kate Williams who would know about my wedding date, my venue, and my plans. Anna. I sat there staring at my phone for what felt like hours, my mind racing. Anna had stolen my wedding date and venue using our maiden name. But maybe there was some explanation. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe Anna didn't know what she was doing. Even after everything, I was still making excuses for her. I called Anna immediately. The phone rang and rang before going to voicemail. I called again. Voicemail. By the third call, I was shaking with a mixture of rage and desperation. Finally, she texted back in a meeting. "Can't talk now. What's up? What's up? What's up?" I typed and deleted about 10 different responses before settling on "We need to talk now about Rosewood Manor." 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again, then nothing. Radio silence. That's when I knew. Deep in my gut, I knew Anna had done this on purpose. But I still needed to hear her say it. I needed to look her in the eye and hear her try to explain how she accidentally booked my venue on my date with my vendors using our shared last name. I drove straight to my parents' house, knowing Anna would be there for dinner. She always went there when she needed backup, when she needed Mom and Dad to take her side. I walked in without knocking, something I'd never done before. They were all sitting around the dining room table: Anna, Marcus, Mom, and Dad. Anna looked up when I walked in, and for just a split second, I saw something flicker across her face. Guilt? Fear? But then her mask slipped back into place. "Kate," Mom said, surprised. "We weren't expecting you for dinner tonight." "Anna," I said, ignoring everyone else in the room, "we need to talk about Rosewood Manor." Anna tilted her head, the picture of innocence. "What about it? You booked my venue, on my date, using our maiden name." The room went dead silent. Marcus looked confused. Mom and Dad exchanged glances. But Anna had the audacity to look hurt. "Kate, what are you talking about?" she said, her voice soft and wounded. "I booked Rosewood Manor months ago for my wedding." "That's impossible." I booked it first and you know it. Anna reached into her purse and pulled out her phone. Look, I have the confirmation email right here. Sent 3 months ago. She showed the screen to everyone at the table. I can't help it if you're confused about your own booking. I stared at the email. It looked real. The timestamp showed 3 months ago, but something felt wrong about it. The font looked slightly off, the formatting weird. But I couldn't prove it was fake, not right there, not with everyone staring at me. Anna, you were with me when I toured that venue. You encouraged me to book it. You said it was perfect for me. Kate, I think you're misremembering, Anna said gently, like she was talking to a child. I toured Rosewood Manor first, and I mentioned it to you because I thought you might like it too. I'm sorry if there was some confusion, but I definitely booked first. Mom reached over and put her hand on Anna's arm. Honey, show her the email. Kate, look at the date. I wanted to scream. I wanted to grab Anna's phone and examine that email more closely, but everyone was looking at me like I was losing my mind, like I was the crazy sister who couldn't keep track of her own wedding planning. I know what I booked, I said, but my voice sounded weak even to me. Dad cleared his throat. Kate, I think maybe you should call your venue and sort this out. There's obviously been some kind of mistake. There's no mistake, Anna said firmly. Kate, I'm sorry this happened, but you can't expect me to give up my wedding date because you got confused about yours. Marcus and I have already sent save the dates to his family. His parents have booked flights from Europe. Marcus nodded. My family's been planning this for weeks. We can't change the date now. I felt like I was drowning. Everyone was looking at me with pity and annoyance, like I was the unreasonable one. Like I was trying to ruin Anna's happiness out of jealousy. Kate, Mom said gently, maybe you could look at other venues? I'm sure there are plenty of beautiful places available in July or August. I don't have $8,000 to put down new deposits, I said quietly. Well, you'll get your deposits back from Rosewood Manor once you cancel, Anna said sweetly. Problem solved. But that was the problem. When I called Rosewood Manor the next day, they told me that since the other Kate Williams had booked first and with a larger deposit, they couldn't refund mine. I would have to take it up with the other party. I lost everything. $8,000. My dream venue. My perfect date. All gone because Anna decided she wanted what I had. The worst part was watching her plan her wedding over the next few months. She used my exact color scheme, my exact floral arrangements. She even hired my photographer and my caterer. When I confronted her about it, she said, "Great minds think alike, I guess." But it was when I saw her dress that I knew for certain this wasn't coincidence. Anna was wearing my design. The exact dress I had sketched, with grandma's lace pattern, cut exactly how I had planned it. She had taken my photos and given them to her designer. Anna, that's my dress, I said when she showed me the pictures. Kate, you're being ridiculous. It's vintage inspired. Lots of dresses look like this. But I had the original sketches. I had the photos Anna had taken of my design. I had proof. That's when I started really paying attention. I started noticing things. Like how Anna would smirk when she thought no one was looking. Like how she would make little comments. Some people just aren't good at planning ahead. It's so sad when sisters get jealous of each other. I started documenting everything. Taking screenshots. Saving photos. Recording conversations on my phone. Because I realized that Anna wasn't just stealing my wedding, she was trying to destroy me. And then I found her secret Instagram account. The username was just random letters and numbers, but the bio said living my best life while my twin lives in denial. The photos were of her and Marcus, her planning meetings, her dress fittings. But the captions? The captions revealed who Anna really was. Finally getting the wedding I deserve while my sister cries about being second place again. Can't wait to show everyone what a real wedding looks like. Some people are born winners, others are born to be forgotten. But the worst one? A photo of her and Marcus at Rosewood Manor with the caption "Stealing my sister's dreams has never felt so good. She'll forgive me anyway, she always does." That's when I knew I was done making excuses for Anna. That's when I decided she was going to learn exactly what happens when you push the quiet twin too far. Anna's wedding day arrived with perfect weather, sunny skies and a gentle breeze. Ironic, considering I was about to rain on her parade. I spent weeks preparing for this moment. I'd contacted Jessica, my former maid of honor, and showed her the evidence of her husband's affair with Anna. She was devastated but agreed to help me expose them both. I'd also prepared a comprehensive digital presentation and figured out how to connect to the church's projection system. I arrived at the church looking like the perfect wedding guest in a navy blue dress and pearls. Anna was in the bridal suite, and through the window, I could see her in my stolen dress design, laughing with her bridesmaids. She looked radiant, completely confident that she'd won. The church was packed with 200 guests, including Marcus's very proper European family, business associates, and half of Portland's social elite. Everyone who mattered to Anna was there to witness what she thought would be her perfect day. As guests took their seats, I positioned myself strategically in the middle section with a clear view of both the altar and the projection screen. Anna had insisted on a traditional ceremony with all the pomp and circumstance. She wanted everyone to see her triumph. The music started and Marcus took his place at the altar, looking nervous but happy. His parents beamed from the front row. Then came the bridesmaids, followed by Anna herself, practically glowing with satisfaction as she walked down the aisle in my grandmother's lace. The officiant began the ceremony, droning on about love and commitment and honesty in marriage. I almost laughed at the irony. Anna was smiling like she'd won the lottery, occasionally glancing around the room to make sure everyone was watching her perfect moment. If anyone has any reason why these two should not be wed, speak now or forever hold your peace, the officiant announced. This was it, my moment. I stood up slowly, my heart pounding. I'm sorry to interrupt, but there's something everyone needs to know about the bride. A gasp rippled through the congregation. Anna's face went white, then red with fury. Kate, what are you doing? Sit down. I'm sorry, Anna, but I can't let you marry Marcus without him knowing who you really are. I pulled out my phone and connected to the church's AV system, something I'd tested during the rehearsal when everyone was distracted. The first image appeared on the large screen behind the altar: Anna and Jessica's husband David in a hotel room, kissing. The timestamp showed it was from just 2 weeks ago. The church erupted. Jessica, who was sitting in the back, started sobbing. Marcus took a step back from Anna, his face filled with confusion and horror. This is my sister Anna having an affair with a married man, I announced clearly. But that's not all. The next slide showed Anna's fake emails about booking Rosewood Manor, followed by my real booking confirmations with earlier timestamps. Then came Anna's secret Instagram posts, blown up for everyone to read, finally getting the wedding I deserve while my twin lives in denial. Stealing my sister's dreams has never felt so good. Can't wait to show everyone what a real wedding looks like, while Kate cries in the corner. Marcus's mother stood up from the front pew, her face pale with shock. His father was shaking his head in disgust. The prestigious family Anna had been so desperate to impress was watching their son's fiancé get exposed as a fraud. She stole my wedding date, my venue, my vendors, and even my dress design, I continued, showing the original sketches next to photos of Anna in the stolen dress. She used our shared maiden name to confuse vendors and convinced our parents that I was the one lying. Anna finally found her voice. Stop it, Kate, you're ruining everything. You're just jealous because I'm better than you. Better than me? I laughed. Anna, let's see what you really think of your husband to be. The final slide appeared: Anna's group chat messages with her friends. Marcus is boring as hell, but his trust fund makes up for it. Can't wait to get married and divorce him in a few years with half his money. My stupid sister thinks I actually love this guy. Marcus ripped off his boutonniere and threw it on the ground. We're done, Anna. This wedding is over. He walked out, his family following behind him, their faces filled with disgust and disappointment. Anna was screaming now, her perfect makeup running down her face. Kate, you psychotic bitch. You've ruined my life. No, Anna, you ruined your own life. I just made sure everyone could see who you really are. The church was emptying rapidly. Anna's boss, who had been invited as a distinguished guest, paused as he passed my pew. Miss Williams, you won't be returning to work on Monday. This behavior is unacceptable for someone representing our company. Even our parents, who had defended Anna for months, sat in stunned silence as the evidence played on repeat on the screen above their heads. Anna stood alone at the altar in her stolen dress, surrounded by abandoned flower petals and the wreckage of her perfect day. Her bridesmaids had fled. The reception hall would sit empty. The expensive cake would go uneaten. I walked up the aisle toward the exit, pausing next to Anna. You know what, Anna? You were right about one thing. Some people are born winners and others are born to be forgotten. Guess which one you are now? I left her there in the church, crying in my grandmother's lace, finally facing the consequences of her actions. 3 months later, David and I had our small, intimate wedding in my parents' backyard. 50 people who actually loved us celebrated as we promised to be honest, faithful, and kind to each other, everything Anna never was. Anna tried to contact me several times after her public humiliation, but I never responded. I heard through mutual friends that she lost her job, her apartment, and most of her social circle. Marcus's family demanded the return of all wedding gifts, and she had to move back in with our parents. Sometimes the only way to stop a bully is to show everyone exactly who they are. And sometimes, the quiet twin gets the last word after all. That's my story of how my sister tried to steal my perfect day and how I made sure she'd never forget the consequences. If you enjoyed this story of sweet justice, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you think Anna got what she deserved, or if you would have handled things differently. And if you have your own revenge story, I'd love to hear it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.